The bar comes from England, end up in Jerome. It's 1876. Oh, excuse me, too much cola. That's not Jack Daniels, that's tea. I don't mind having a beer with the boys at the end of the day, but I don't serve booze here. Go to Tombstone. I don't need a bunch of drunks in here. $22.95. The piano's 1906. I've had it since 1959. I'll play a tune here in just a minute.
I was going to say, does it have a...
Oh, it's got a honky tonk. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna
like my
zero in
ex-wife.
on that one.
Yeah, zoom in on that one. There you go. The stove right next to you there, guys, is 1893. Come out of Marion, Indiana. I bought it 16 years ago up in Fountain Hills, Phoenix, at a yard sale for $125. Play the banjo too, but not too much. But I'll show you later.
Okay.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
I'm going to play a song called Ring Ring the Banjo, 1868 by Stephen Foster. If you listen close, you might recognize it on some of the old Western movies. These tools I've been collecting for 35 years. This is the blower. Actually works. We had a blacksmith here about a little over a week ago. I had 45 people here from a camera club. And he got the blacksmith tools going, he had the fire going, he had a ball. Now the movie Tombstone, great movie for Hollywood. That's Val Kilmer at the OK Corral fight. Very difficult to work with this man, had an attitude problem. The worst one was Kurt Russell.
Oh, really?
I'm Kurt Russell. The nicest one in that movie, Sam Elliott.
I bet.
Great guy.
I bet. I like him.
Well, he had to be coming out of MASH.
They build a real jail. If they film here and they stick 8 or 10 guys in here, they're not going to tear it up. This is the sound the movie company wants to hear. A slammer. The lock I traded for last year, Yuma Territorial Prison number 57, if that thing could talk.
Yeah.
It come out of Safford, Arizona. It's dated 1879. It weighs over 4,000 pounds.
Wow.
It's solid steel, no concrete. Time lock and a double door. It's the back side of this door. I've got something that Tombstone would love to have. There's a jail door, 1882 from Tombstone.
Yeah.
That looks like the one in the museum.
Same type. Patent dates and numbers right on it. The man I got it from had it 50 years. The guy he got it from had it 40. If I trade that to Tombstone, the first thing they'll do is stick it on a building, charge you guys $10 to go through, and say Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp walked through there. Maybe they did, but until I see their fingerprints or signatures, it's going to stay right here.
Where did you get it?
This building here, except the floor and the 2x6s in the roof, is 1893. We took it down 24 years ago in Benson, 3 friends and myself, over on off the main street. When we dropped the ceiling down, there was a false attic. We pulled the attic down, we found the bulb, the wires, the knob and tube, 1905, and it still works.
Wow.
These 2 brass lamps come from England. They were last used in a movie called Stagecoach with Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings. Willie Nelson gets his ticket to go to Tombstone on the stage. He walks down the stairs, you'll see those hanging right behind him. The women used to buy their spools of thread from the hardware store. 1897, Madison, Wisconsin, rotates. This is a spool holder, probably Woolworths, J.C. Penney's, like the 30s maybe. When it got here last year, it still had thread. Yeah, the lady that donated this lives in Tucson. Very wealthy, very pretty lady. Her name is Mrs. Blake, and her husband wrote the movie Dances with Wolves. She brought it down here on my truck. When we got it in here, some of the boards were loose. I pulled them off to put glue on them. I found square cut nails, 1880s. There's no round nails in this whole thing.
Wow.
How many people leaned over this 140 years ago?
Where did it come from?
Up Safford
Safford.
originally, somewhere up in Safford. The guy had it in his garage for about 35 years. Some of the street over there where the doctor's buggy is. A movie company by the name of Desperado came in here, picked it up, put it on rollers, sat it down, never broke a board. The Eagles made a song called Desperado.
Oh, yeah.
This is the guy thing. This is my father with John Wayne in the movie El Dorado. People ask me, why did John Wayne have a bodyguard, or not bodyguard, personal security? Only because in between scenes, sometimes it took an hour to change a scene in the building. He'd go in the corner and have a smoke, have a brandy, play cards with the guys. He wanted to be left alone, and my dad would keep the people away. Here's my folks talking to Duke in the movie Rio Lobo. The neckerchief right here is the one he gave Dad. Here's a John Wayne signature right off his desk, very collectible. The badge I've had since 1959. That was on Dean Martin right there in Rio Bravo. I could sell that, take many trips to Rhode Island, but if I do, you'll never see it again. I have a dresser drawer. You'll see that sitting for about 30 seconds. I learned very early with Hollywood. They have no respect, like Rodney Dangerfield used to say. If I'd have said $300, they'd have thrown it in the back of a truck and broke it and said, pay the guy.
Yeah.
I told him $3,000. It comes on a show called Wild West Tech with Keith Carradine on the History Channel. If they show one that says Outlaw Tech, you'll see this building. Okay. Okay. The biggest question I get here outside of why do you live here is, are these buildings up to scale? Hollywood scale? No. This is the scale of a mining town, not Hollywood. This ceiling has history. It's only been used twice. It came out of a CCC camp in the 1930s in Tucson. Now, if you get on our website, www.gammonsgulch.com. I don't do computers, the wife does. It'll show pictures of the place, it tells all the movies and stuff that have been in here.
Well, you better go to gammonsgulch.com and see his website. Mr. Gammon is quite a guy. When you go to Benson, Arizona, just go north or ask anybody there in Benson where Gammons Gulch is at. On every Thursday night while we were here, him and a bunch of other people had a little jam session. He plays the banjo, and I think, of course, in this movie you see him playing the piano. But he's quite a guy. So if you get a chance, get out and go see Mr. Gammon. And go see America before it's gone. Bye-bye.